Greetings, fellow sinners. I, Silas Kane, have a quest for you. One straight from the bowels of Joreg himself. May he forever shit upon our stained souls. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, or rot in hell if you don't. Infiltrate the den of sin known as Authors and Dragons Con 2020 in Nashville, Tennessee on August 14th to 16th, 2020. See authorsanddragons.com for details, so that you may hide amongst their number and spread the love of Toreg! Praise Toreg!
Authors and Dragons! Time of magic, age of might. A band of heroes step up to the fight. Playing with powers they don't understand. Will they fuck it all up or will they save the land? Treachery, vanity, loitering and worse. They are their own worst enemies. These fuckers don't need no cause. Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons! Their powers combined, a group of fantasy authors take on a sadistic games master. Will they survive? Does a dire bear shit in a dire woods? Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
Hi there, I'm John Hartness, and I'll be playing the role of Fandingo the Fantastical, Bard of all feathers. In real life, I write a bunch of different things, including Quincy Harker Demon Hunter, Bubba the Monster Hunter, and the Black Knight Chronicles. And just like everybody else, my Shingles titles are on sale right now for 99 cents each. So get out there and catch yourself a case of shingles.
Hi, I'm Joseph Brassi. I play the role of Bjorg Bjornsson, enthusiastic and violent barbarian. I was an author on those Mongoliad books, and my novels Skyfarer and Dragon Road are available from Angry Robot Books. Go buy that shit. And I'm the author of such non-existent titles as Fuck Your Face and Face Your Fucks, the fucking of Fucktown.
Hey everyone, my name is Rick Gualtieri, and you may think I'm playing Silas Kane, but nay, I'm playing the Stallion of the Gods. In real life, I write several things, but probably of note right now is Bill the Vampire, the Tome of Bill Part 1 is 99 cents, as well as all of my shingles as well.
Hello, friends. My name is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter, the notorious rogue, and now a weasel. In real life, I write the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels and short stories, starting with the first book, Critical Failures. I also wrote the latest installment in the Shingles series, The Haunting of Whorehouse, which is available now for 99 cents, as are all my other titles. They might not be by the time this airs, I'm not sure, but they will be soon after that. They're in Kindle Unlimited. They're doing a Kindle countdown right now, and after that ends, I'll wait until I'm allowed to put them back down to 99 cents again. Anyways, if Joe doesn't end up writing Fuck Your Face and Face Your Fucks, I will.
Hi there, my name is Steve Weverill and I play Brandon Firemaster, mostly a monk, presently a cat. In real life I write the Doomsayer Journeys for Full Staff Books, as well as a number of other titles including Shingles, all of which can be found for 99 cents, not to be left out. Go check that out.
Hey everyone, I am Drew Hayes, both the DM of this ever-present sea of chaos, as well as, for the moment, playing Gordon Skinflint, adventure capitalist and druid at large. I also write books such as the Shingles series, which are, as you might have guessed, on special for 99 cents. I also write books such as 5 Minute Sherlock, The Case of the Damaged Detective, and Fred the Vampire, number 6, Undeading Bells, both of which are available in ebook and audio. Both, there's different new formats for each, but they're available on all formats now. I should also add that I have moved a bulk of my remaining catalog over to Kindle Unlimited. Basically everything I have the rights for, so I think that's pretty much everything except for the early Fred books are on Kindle Unlimited now. So if you would like to do some reading, hopefully that will let you fill the hours on a budget. Now, when last we left our intrepid adventuring animals, they had killed a scarecrow that was I'm going to say the most supportive figure in all of their lives.
That sounds about right.
He was a sweetheart, and he'll be sadly missed.
Fuck that fucking fuck.
I still have Ron Weasley Jeremy.
I'm kind of disappointed you didn't say you were the drunken Noah to this shithead arc.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that would have been a good one.
Well, it's not like we're going to be back in our bodies by the time the next episode goes.
Yeah, by the time A&D Con hits.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that'll be the special. We'll see. I suppose it depends on the routing and competency you'll show.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, we're all fucked.
So, you had successfully opened up the barn. However, you have also all taken damage. Well, actually, that's not true. Not all of you, but several of you have taken damage in that fight. If you wanted to do a rest via short or long to recover some hit points, this would be an opportune moment.
I feel like we should use short rest because we don't often use it, and it would be, a nice change of pace.
I agree.
Yeah, and some of us, not me, could learn what that is.
Luckily, I explained it all like many times several episodes ago. I know you guys definitely don't need a refresh, and the viewers wouldn't want to hear that either. So we'll just go right ahead. No, I'm kidding.
Some of us could sing during the short rest and have people regain more hit points.
So why don't you prepare to explain that? I'm going to walk them through the basics of spending hit die during a short rest. So you each have a hit die for your level. So let's see. Robert, what is the hit die that rogues roll when they increase their level?
I think it's a D8.
Yeah, so that means you have
Oh,
8
they're hit
that are
dice
also
of
a
8,
hit
yes.
die of 8. So when you are taking a short rest, you may spend as many of those hit dice as you like, I believe, up to the number that you have. So if you were down a lot of hit points, you could spend many of them. If you were down only a few, you might want to spend one. But when you do it, you roll it, you regain that many hit points, and you take off that many hit die. When you do a long rest, all of your hit points are refreshed, and half of your maximum hit die are refreshed. So you would gain 4 back. So if you used them down to like 1, tomorrow you would only have a maximum of 5.
And since there's a bard in the party, and the bard is the most useful character class, we have Song of Rest, which means that anyone who hears me playing while we take a short rest can regain and spends 1 or more hit die during the short rest. They gain an additional 1d6 hit points.
Dope.
All right, I would like to spend 1 then.
Okay, roll a d8 and a d6.
All right. Well, that's enough to get me to full. I don't need your shitty song.
Yeah, I rolled 9, so that brings me to full.
Let's see.
Bjorg rolled a 1.
Yeah, you guys also add your Constitution modifier.
Ah, okay.
Cool. That's me spent 1 hit die and back up to max.
There you go.
Like it never happened.
There you go, DMs out there. Now you don't have to explain how hit die work in short rest. You can just record me and play it for your players and have them look at you and say, Jesus Christ, man, how was that easier than just talking to us?
or make this podcast mandatory listening.
Makes sense. I mean, it's harsh but fair.
Authors and Dragons 101.
If you didn't want homework, you shouldn't have played D&D.
God. That one's a little too real.
Can't play in this session until you've listened to all 101 episodes.
Yep. Bjorg,
Yeah.
don't forget, you also get a D6 because Fandango is playing.
Oh, right. Okay.
You just weren't at max yet, so it looked like that mattered. Okay. You can spend another hit die if you want. I checked. It looks like you can go incrementally. It's a very forgiving system.
Yeah, no, I'm going to spend another one.
Yeah, now the D6 is a one-off, but... and you heard me that you're adding your con to the rolls, right?
Oh, yeah, back up to max.
There you go.
Nice.
All of my sweet 89 hit points.
All right. And Gordon, through the act of short resting, gets to recover his 2 wild shape forms, which will be very handy because he is super trying to not be human in this place.
And Fandango doesn't do that nasty combat stuff, so I didn't take any damage.
I mean, why would you? You're a flying mage at this point.
Right. I'm Harry fucking Potter.
He's Harry Potter.
The musical.
Oh, God.
I'm the musical episode of Harry Potter.
Oh boy, that's some weird accidental foreshadowing. The listeners will get that on the re-listen. All right. So you all have successfully hung out for an hour.
Go team!
Yeah. So as in that time, you are
I prefer to think of it as a period of angry silence.
just fuming.
What is the silent shit you speak of? I've been playing the whole time.
That was going to be my question. Did anyone have anything they wanted to do during this downtime?
Yeah, lick various crevices, I guess. Gotta keep clean.
All right.
Stomp on any rodents that get too close.
Jorg's gonna fucking nap.
I think I don't think I used any spells, so I will not memorize my spells again because they are prepared.
You memorize your spells. You got 1 spell.
I have 3, I think. I might tend to my member.
Now that I believe.
What are you doing for the other 57 minutes?
I'm a weasel. I can probably tend to my member like 5 times in an hour.
What are you doing for the other 54 minutes?
Oh, this conversation definitely ends with him looking up statistics for weasel ejaculation reload speeds, doesn't it?
I did that 2 weeks ago. You don't think I go into this blind, do you?
That is by far the most work you have ever done before a game.
Oh my God.
Okay, well now I gotta hear it. So what did you find in your research?
That was 2 fucking weeks ago.
Oh, this has been a real roller coaster.
I have searched and I have found nothing. Or I found something, but I don't remember it.
Oh.
And now you still don't know, so that's not half the battle.
So Klaus the Weasel is polishing the old weasel knob. I couldn't think of anything. Brandon is polishing the everything. Anybody else?
Jorg is napping and snoring loudly.
I'm playing Blackbird.
Oh, do I speak a weasel language now? Can I talk to Ron Weasley Jeremy? Or is that something I could do anyway?
I do not believe you can converse freely with your familiar just because it's your familiar. I could be wrong, but you'd have to look that one up.
Yeah.
And you could certainly check to see if you could speak to Ron Weasley Jeremy, but he is not currently around.
Oh, shit.
I'm just silently downgrading most of them to sub-junior adventurers.
Perhaps, like a good familiar, he stayed with his wizard.
Oh. Well, I'm going to ask him when I get back, why aren't you always doing this?
Just a tiny little list of things to ask your weasel when you get to him.
Oh, we've learned a thing or two. And it's all disturbing.
Can we leave now?
I would like to find my body.
I would like to have my genitals back.
I mean, I feel like if there's one thing that we know as a community in this podcast, it's that birds have cloacas, right? Like,
yeah,
we know cloacas. That's the one goddamn thing.
We will not go into how much.
You're welcome.
How much research I have done on lizard cloacas this week in researching a fight scene.
So we should do a panel on this at some point.
How we accidentally became amateur vets. But only for cloacas.
Amateur vet gynecologists.
Cloacologists?
Great. Again, I've got to look up the word for what a gynecologist is.
All right, what door is open and how do I get out of it?
I'm not sure
There's
that's a thing.
nothing quite like the term cloacologist. Just rolls off the tongue.
Cloakspert.
Oh, God.
That's got to be a T-shirt. Just cloacacologist in white on a black T-shirt
Perfect.
with authorsanddragons.com underneath it. Easiest Photoshop ever.
Oh boy, we are about 5 versions of this joke away from creating an accidental fetish site, and about 10 versions away from creating an intentional fetish site.
And that 10 versions is way in the rearview mirror.
All right. So anyone have anything else they want to do during their short rest, or would y'all like to move on?
God, let's please leave.
Yes, please, let's move on.
Done and done and done and done and done.
Let's go. Which direction?
Well, is there more than one door that's open?
Just the one door, but remember your bodies were in different areas.
Oh, fuck, that's right. There was one area that had 2 bodies.
Yeah, that's the one
That
I
was
think
the
we needed
woods.
to do.
I think that was the woods.
Were either of those bodies mine?
I think
Yes.
I think that's Klaus and Bjork.
I don't know. I'm thinking let's save that for last.
I don't like this.
I'm just being selfless.
I'm thinking that if we go get Bjorg back in his body, we can tie your body to Stallion of the Gods' back, and then you can jump back into it later.
Wait, so he would be sharing bodies with Silas again? Or Stallion with whatever?
They didn't say we're gonna shove my body up his ass.
Well, we did not say that either.
It's like cat dog, but horse weasel.
It's like a poor man's turducken.
Even has turd already in the name.
That's kind of a rich man's turducken.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Oh, God. You'd just be thinking, what did that horse eat? I mean, aside from a weasel, I guess.
Man, those are some really fucked up tapeworms.
All right. Fendingo's going to fly out the door and go off in the direction that Bjork's body is. And he's going to say, "Follow me."
Bjork will follow.
Y'all can begin heading toward, I believe you said the forest was what you had wanted?
I said wherever Bjork's body is.
Ah, but where is that?
Counting on my character to remember that. Yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Too late, we're following the bird.
Follow the bird.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Klaus is yawning and following.
All right, roll me a survival check, Fendingo, since everyone's just following you.
Because that works out so fucking... 14.
Okay.
Am I right in thinking that is the highest survival check we've rolled since we started this game?
It very well might be.
Almost certain it is.
All right. So you all begin moving through. Who feels lucky?
I certainly do.
All right. Bob, roll me a D100.
Oh, God.
Oh dear.
All right. Klaus Weasel rolls a 29.
You all continue following Fendingo the bird tastical through the area. You can definitely see you're kind of up high. There's different little biomes and regions that are sprouting up all over this huge island. It's gorgeous, by the way. It's just this amazing marvel of existence that this madman has stitched together. And let's go ahead and do perceptions.
Stallion of the Gods gets a 14.
Fendingo the Birdtastical gets a 13.
Bjork gets a 12.
Brandon Fine Meowster gets a 2.
Weasel Klaus rolls a 19.
Okay. So, for the most part, y'all all did about in the same area. Klaus the Weasel, you hear it a little bit ahead of everyone else. You begin to hear something being chanted. It kind of sounds like just a noise kind of over and over and over. And then as you start getting closer, there's right around the time the others, except for Brandon Thymeister, who has, well, there's no nice way to say this, truly buried his head up his own asshole for this moment. Just in the way that only a cat can.
Literal, not the usual metaphorical.
We'll see about that. I haven't tried that yet.
So everyone else can start to hear the chanting right around the time that Klaus the Weasel realizes they're chanting the word dig, 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 dig over and over again. And Fendingo, as you have a literal bird's eye view, you will see kind of before everybody else that there's a sort of a mound that the ground comes to, and you can see movement atop of it.
They're all apparently talking to Brandon Thighmouster because they're chanting dig.
I don't need any encouragement, thank you.
We know.
I've got this.
I am a burrowing mammal. I appreciate
I'm a pig. Pig noises.
Declared that very, very forcefully.
Do what I gotta do.
Live that life.
There seems to be a hole.
Yeah, I moved you guys onto the map. You can now see the white part is just more grass. I was lazy. And then you all can kind of see that there are small mole creatures that are kind of moving around, surrounding the hole. Some are chanting. Some are just kind of digging in the dirt. A few of them seem to spot you and wave cheerfully.
What's in the hole, mole?
Are these little huts around the perimeter?
Yes, they are. They are earth mound huts.
Fandingo would like to perch upon the roof of one of them and say, "What you digging for, boys?"
Closest one to look up. Oh, what aren't we digging for? Minerals, roots, grubs. Everything out there is great. It's so great.
Have you found any Northmen?
Kind of taps on his claw. No, we're all from the same southern mountainous region. He kind of lifts a hand and kind of like wiggles his claws. Stone claw! Stone claw! Stone claw! Stone claw!
Right.
Bjorg is going to look at this impressive large hole and just say, I dig it.
Nice.
Low-hanging fruit.
I like that.
Can I see anything down in the hole?
Do you have dark vision? And if so, how deep?
I have to double check. I think yes. Let me check.
Remember, if you got it from anything racial before, it does not apply now.
Oh, well then, no, because if I had it, it would be from being a half-elf.
Sadly, right now, you are a parrot.
A half parrot.
No, all parrot.
It's half pigeon.
I will use my divine sense to see if these are evil moles.
So, believe, based on how 5e divine sense works, you will be able to tell if they are fey, undead. There we go. Celestial, fiend, undead. That's it. They are none of those.
They are moles.
They are moles.
Well, how tall is this grass?
The grass is still, so like where the grass is still kind of ground level where you guys are. It goes sharply up in incline. Let's say the mound at its apex is about around 30 feet high.
Well, I mean, I'm getting at being a weasel. Would I be able to like stealthily hide in the grass and go search out huts?
You can run through the thing and try to make stealth checks. These are also small creatures, though, so you don't get your advantage against them.
That's fine. Are we doing initiative, or is that something I could just do?
We can. You guys have kind of just been rolling, but let's go ahead and just do a round of initiatives. That way it would go in order
All
for
right.
everybody.
Kill the moles!
Not what I was getting at.
I mean, it's not like we don't know it's a possibility with you guys.
Boy, I sure love digging. Prepare to die.
Little did you know you were digging your own grave.
All right, Fandingo rolls an 11.
Hour of the Gods gets a 19.
Bjorg rolled a 3.
Klaus rolls a 19.
Brandon rolls a 16.
Okay. Klaus, you are up first in the turn order. So if you want to go ahead and do your stealth approach, there is grass leading all the way up to the sharp dirt mound. I just, again, didn't map it in.
Right, I got it. I'm going to go straight up. Well, I don't think I can make it to a hut yet, but I'll roll a stealth check and see what happens. Klaus rolls a 21.
All right. Stallion of the God.
I will trot regally up and take a look in.
Do you have dark vision, and if so, how far?
I have horse vision.
All right. You see a dark hole after like 3 feet, but you can roll me a perception.
Solve absolutely nothing. And I was right, too.
Yeah. You are still figuring out how this whole horse eye thing works. You're like, do I just point one in one direction and one in the other? I don't know. I think I'm doing it
Like
wrong.
my eyes are on opposite sides of my head. Shouldn't I, in theory, be able to see in 2 different directions?
You are determined to master that. Brandon Thymeuster.
Well, I like to think I've built up a lot of experience at looking in holes, so I will have a gander with Macat vision, whatever that might mean.
You might want to check your character sheets. I did have this information put down for you guys.
Look at you being all fancy and shit.
Well, I'm just looking at this hole because that's what cats do. I'm probably going to shit in it.
You should jump in it. Cats always land on their feet.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they don't break all their legs.
You do have dark vision. I'm not sure why it should have been on your handout thing, but the sunglass is part of your outfit. That's what they gave you.
Ah, cool.
Is dark vision. You have dark vision 30 feet.
No wonder I was so interested in my asshole earlier. Full colonoscopy.
There.
You can see 30 feet into that thing.
Yeah.
So you see 30 feet deep, and it is just more tunnel.
Well, this hole is endless.
Like your mom.
And that is all of your movement to get up there.
Somebody make a joke about his mum being eaten by a bear, please. I can't bring myself to do it. But he deserves it.
I'm assuming there's pebbles and stuff like that around the big hole in the earth.
There's a little bit. It's more dirt than rock.
I just want to pick up a pebble, cast light on it, and throw it into the hole.
You can find a solid enough mound of something to make that work. Yeah.
All right. I'll fly over, land, cast light, throw the thing I cast light on into the hole, fly back up.
Range of light is what, 60 feet? It's how far out it casts light.
Yeah.
All right. You see it go down.
Oh, no, 20 feet. And dim light for another 20 feet.
Yeah, so you see it fall and kind of just twinkle down, and then it's just a little flicker that you can't really see anymore. As you hear it ping and hit a few things. Like there's curves in this tunnel. It's not straight down. But yeah, you lose sight of it pretty quickly.
It's a big fucking hole, guys.
Big hole.
Yeah! And all the moles. Yeah! Boss! Boss!
We need to find our bodies. Stat. Oh, look, a hole in the ground. This is going to be the rest of the episode.
Yeah. Are you guys new to the island? We're going to say the first one just moves up and is talking to you, Fandango.
Yeah, we just got here, and this is not what we usually look like.
Isn't it amazing?
It is. It is indeed amazing, but maybe not in a good way.
What are you talking about? When we were dwarves, we had to spend our lives loving rock, living around rock, just being near rock, but not like this. Now we can swim in the earth itself. This is amazing. This is the greatest gift.
I don't have a penis anymore. This is a problem.
Oh. Well, you should talk to Warlock Monroe. Tell him you need a different form.
I want to be a bird with a penis.
All right, Bjorg, would you like to walk up into the conversation as it's about your turn anyway?
Yeah, Bjorg will walk up into the conversation. Hold
Oh,
on.
God. They said dwarves.
Oh.
Look, I gave some genuine thought to what sort of people might truly love being turned into moles. And there was a fairly limited selection.
It's all right. It didn't matter what you picked. Silas was going to figure out a way to make them want to kill us.
That is true. It's sort of his special power.
Yeah.
No. Silas is safe. I'm the stallion of the gods.
Well,
Then we'll be fine. Everything's under control.
do you guys know where Wizard Monroe put your bodies when he gave you these forms?
They kind of look around. He mentioned where he had stuck them, but we loved it. We never went looking.
And you don't remember seeing maybe a half-elf with really great hair just appear anywhere around here?
They kind of just started looking at you weird. What are you talking about, man? This is a gift thing. When we got to this island, we were old and dying and weak. Warlock Monroe has given us an infinite lease on life. We go from one mole body to another.
No penis. I want my dick back.
You just gotta give it a little time. Trust me, you will love this eventually.
Not loving it.
Do moles have penises?
And so the research begins.
Yeah, that's a bit of a personal question. And we'll move to Bjorg.
All right, where's my body? Where do they keep the bodies? That's what I need to know.
They just kind of look around. I don't know. I've never, like, a human body? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's wild animals all around that, the Warlock uses. Be careful when you're walking around, by the way. Not everyone here is, like us. You gotta be on guard.
That's fine. I've been used to that since the day I was born. Came out of my mother fighting. Punched the midwife in the face.
I've heard life is rough for boars, yeah.
No, I'm not a boar. I'm a man.
You're not that interesting, really.
Shut up, horse. You have no idea where they keep the body.
No. I mean, we can always ask when people come through. We're big traders. See, there's a few people who like to do crafts around here. Like there's a metalsmith out in the desert, and he loves to come pick the ore we buy. And we do trading, so we're a good information hub. But no one ever thought to ask. I mean, who needs a human body?
Me.
Yeah, you gotta understand, that's a real limited desire on this island.
But I have the best human body.
Well, you have to understand, my friends here are quite limited anyway.
Well, currently.
Klaus, what's it gonna be? Continue sneaking along?
Gonna do another stealth.
All right.
14. Alright, moving along.
And Gordon will hang out in the background. Stallion of the Gods.
All right. Well, I will trot over here, and I will be like, now that I found out you were once dwarves, I suddenly find you far more interesting than my traveling companions. So tell me, who is the greatest god of them all?
They kind of come in together, and they start whispering and talking. Well, I mean, Rabble Rock, dwarven god of breaking boulders. That's a great one. Yeah. But you forgot about Snugglewolf, the god of the unspoken dwarven secrets. Now we can't talk about him. Oh, I know. What about the T one? No, God, no. You heard about his terrible herald that he sent going through. No, that guy's. He's on the downcline. Let's see. Sizzlework. Yeah, Sizzlework. Yeah, turn. We're gonna go with Sizzlework.
Turn to the others. I have decided that these are evil moles and should probably die.
We are not going to engage in a massacre.
Oh, that was amazing.
And not in a good way.
Is it really?
I mean,
is it really homicide if they deserve it?
Jesus.
They don't.
Oh, God.
It's at least mole slaughter.
This is morally clear cut.
Truly molesting the language at this point.
Brandon Thighmaster. Trying to pole vault us out of that. Brandon Thighmaster, what would you like to do?
I'm glad you gave me that outro because I'm desperately trying to think up a mole pun here and I'm coming up blank.
Keep digging.
I can roll to credits. Let's go. Right. Well, I could stand here looking at an empty hole and a horse trying to start a fight with some moles.
Or you could molest them.
Oh my God. All right, we should just go. These moles are boring. They were probably boring when they were dwarfs. They're of no help to anyone. We know where our bodies are. We have a bird. You can probably see where the tree line is. Probably. Let's mole on out of here. Fuck you guys.
Well, if you want, we could ask the boss.
Who's the boss?
It sounds like we need an authority figure right now.
Tony Danza.
There, the one you've been talking to, Fandango, will kind of jerk a claw like a thumb back over his shoulder toward the hole. Ah, the boss! The best digger of us all! He can crush through tunnels like nobody else!
This is gonna end badly. Yeah, sure. Let's ask the boss.
They say, all right, you're gonna have to wait here. We gotta call him. It takes a little bit to, for us to send a message down.
All right, get ready to play Molehill for dollars.
And how pissed is he gonna be that I just dropped a glowing rock on his head, by the way?
They slowly surround the hole, and they begin to kind of rhythmically pound their little feet and kind of stomp around. And you realize, like, they're doing a little musical number. Yeah, they are.
It's a step show.
Ba-dum bum bump, ba-dum bump bump, ba-dum bump. He's Mr. Ground Mover. He's Mr. Dirt da-dum da-dum. He's Mr. Earth Master. He's Mr. Bring the Hurt. We call in Earth Master whenever we need a tunnel built in a rush. And you hear a thunderous cacophony of movement as from within the cave, a colossal centipede comes bursting forth from the ground.
Jesus Christ!
Jesus
this is how. I'm more concerned. This is how you spent your week.
Twisting through the air and letting out a bellow. I'm too much!
Whoa, shit.
You guys remember when I said it was a funny call ahead? There it is. There's your payoff.
That payoff needs to go on unemployment.
This is terrifying and adorable.
Wow.
For anybody who's listened to this and not seeing it on the YouTube, these moles are extremely cute.
Just get thee to fucking YouTube. We can't. We all write for a living, and we cannot do this shit justice.
And the colossal centipede will kind of lean down and look at you guys. Hey guys, what's up? And he waves, dozens of arms at you guys.
Hi. Have you seen any human or half-elven bodies without people in them hanging around?
New bodies. He's gonna twist his giant torso around so that some of his legs are scratching up under his chin, even though they're too tiny to reach. So he's got to really fudge the angles to make it happen.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Okay, new bodies. I feel like I did hear some scuttlebutt on the underground network that there was some movement, some shipments. Let's see. Definitely to the forest. Yeah. They cleared out a little section. They got to make those temporary homes for people. It's crazy that he still gives people the trial, even though no one ever takes it. This is so much better.
Yeah.
No, I want my body back.
Oh, that's you guys. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, hey, whatever. You'll come around eventually.
No.
I mean, I still have all my spells. And I'm a really, really pretty bird.
With no dick.
Yeah, okay, we got to get this fixed.
You have a cloaca.
Oh, no, I do. You want to see it?
You can engage in a cloacal kiss.
I cannot bend like that. And you are not allowed.
Okay, this conversation is more horrifying than the giant centipede monstrosity.
Well, sorry I don't know much about that. Did you guys have anything to trade?
This weasel.
Hey, I'm stealthy. All of my conversation is Bob, not Weasel Clubs.
What are we trading for?
What do you need? I mean, if you're trying to get some new fancy equipment made, you'll have to get some ore from us for the crafters out in the desert. And then if you need any natural, holistic stuff, the little magics, Well, those are the forest folk, and we still get earths and roots and herbs from deep underground for them, too.
We don't have much.
Oh, that's okay. You just got here. Give it some time. Mostly, we just happily trade for food. I mean, the magic pellets that rain from the sky keep everybody sated, but it's nice to have fresh meat and things like that. We're not really hunters. We mostly love to dig. And then you hear the moles around him. Dig, 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 dig.
So how much ore and earthy kind of stuff could we get for, say, an entire fresh horse?
Don't make me stomp on you.
Fuck you, I'm on the roof. Or a bear.
I guess it would depend on how much meat, how fresh, how good. You know, it's a barter system. It's all going to depend on the sample in question.
Well, the only things we've really got to trade, I mean, we got rations, but, I left them in my other body. Maybe if you could maybe dig us a tunnel over there. We'd follow you down, give you whatever we've got on us.
Well, do you really need anything right now? What do you want to trade for?
Our bodies. We need our bodies.
The tunnel digging and the location of our bodies would be what we're trading for. Oh, we know you like to dig, so we're kind of doing you a favor, really.
Yeah, I mean, we're really just providing you an opportunity.
Sorry, man. If your bodies aren't underground, not really our purview, and definitely wouldn't know where to start. Besides, we've got projects to complete! And he kind of does a swing around with his body to allow all of the moles to high-five him.
Oh, God. So many high fives.
Yeah.
This is the most positive thing I've seen since that scarecrow we killed.
Yeah, maybe don't tell everybody that we killed the scarecrow. They're happy being like this. All right. So you said the forest people want to trade for roots and shit?
Well, if they're going to do any enchantments or magic, they need them.
Okay. Well, I guess I.
What are your thoughts on establishing a line of credit for people who are new here?
Sorry, man. It sounds like you aren't sure you want to stay, so until you're solidly settled in, you can't quite handle credit. Besides, you haven't even told me what you want.
Bjorg is going to start looking for truffles.
All right. So we're going to need to find our bodies to figure out what it's going to cost to get ourselves magicked back into our bodies.
Oh, no. The body stuff is all Warlock Monroe. I'm talking about if you wanted to get some enchantments laid on these forms. He kind of points and wiggles to your animal bodies. That's what the forest folk take care of.
Huh. I mean...
I didn't start out this size. I worked my way into it.
You got gains.
I might just take a level in Druid and, shapeshift back into regular class if I need.
Takes 2 levels.
You're going to be real disappointed to take that level and find out that humanoids don't count as beasts.
What, not even Klaus?
Going to be even more disappointed to take that level and find out that in 5e you need 2 levels to get wild shape. Which is why I never took a level in Druid.
Just not even Klaus? not even Klaus counts as a beast?
Oh.
Well, if we're going to the forest anyway to collect our bodies, which we are, and there are people there that can lay enchantments on us if we give them the right supplies, we should probably, seeing as we have time and seeing as we want to play it safe, show up at the forest with some of these supplies.
We don't have much time.
We have 7 days. So 7 long rests.
Yeah, I mean, we got 7 days, but if we die, I hear that's like permanent. So, maybe we should think about trading for some buffs so I can return to my already pretty buff body.
Well, if you're that set on just trading for generic stuff, I mean, you might not have exactly what you need, but there's a little undergrove of young forest not too far off. A lot of wild creatures patrol there, not the, ones like everybody here. You might find some good meat there. We'd certainly be willing to trade with it for it.
How cooked do you like your meat?
Fresh more than cooked would be our predominant concern.
All right. Just trying to figure out which spells this is going to require.
I think that killing other animals is something I'm pretty built for right now.
Same.
That and looking at your own asshole.
Yeah, there are advantages to these forms. Well, I was sort of killing animals before as a human, that's true. Yeah, let's go stock up.
While they're talking, before we decide we want to move locations, can I stealth my way to this first hut and see if there's anything I can steal?
Give me 2 more stealth checks.
24 and 16.
Okay, you poke your head in, and there are mounds and mounds of a gray, silty kind of dirt.
Is he going to steal dirt? Is he going to reach a new low?
I don't have a bag or anything, or else I would. I'll roll around in it and just have some on me in case it's valuable.
All right, you roll around, and you go from a white weasel to a somewhat gray weasel.
Awesome. That'll help camouflage me in the soot dungeons.
Wow. Truffles.
Yeah, roll for truffles.
Yeah, what do I roll to look for truffles?
Survival, I guess.
All right.
And I guess multiple natural 20s, too. Them things is rare.
That is an 11.
Find mole shit.
Yeah, no truffles.
Ah. I feel the urge. This urge frightens me. I should not want truffles.
Nah, dude, truffles are great.
But I'm not a pig.
At least you want truffles, man. I'm still looking at Klaus and thinking, it goes against everything I believe in, but he's looking quite tasty right now.
You don't see me. I'm stealthy.
Nah.
Staying on the roof.
The hunger always knows.
I
Always.
can't see you, but I can always, even before the animal form, smell you.
Oh, that is actually a pretty reasonable point on that front.
Yeah. All right, so let's head to wherever.
All right. We thank you for the information, blasphemoles. We will see you soon.
All right, So for this one, let's start by having Bevan's already rolled
In dirt.
in multiple capacities. Yes. Let's start by someone giving me a D100.
Anyone in particular?
Whoever's feeling lucky that's not Bevan.
Okay. And if I master rolls a 20.
Alrighty. And let's see. All right, roll me a D20.
Rolls a 9.
Alrighty, yeah, that'll work. Okay, we're just gonna move you all down a little bit. Yeah, I think this will be a fun one. All right, so everybody give me perceptions.
Fendingo rolls a 14.
Stallion of the Gods rolls a 16.
Klaus Richter rolls a 6.
Brandon Firemaster rolls an 11.
Bird rolls a 16.
All right, so Klaus, you've got a little bit of the dirt in your ears that you're kind of having to knock out. That's distracting you. So as everyone's sort of moving down toward the area where the foresty part kind of meets a section of plains, you're not paying as much attention. So you don't feel the rumble at the same time as Stallion of the Gods and Bjorbjorgs and Borbjorg. But you guys do. You guys feel definitely a rumble, like some big shit's moving.
There's a rumble.
In the jungle?
Yeah, as they say that, Fandingo, you notice like movement in like the low brush trees that are coming. They are shaking. Since you're, flying overhead, you don't quite feel the rumble in the same way.
The trees are frightened.
Oh, they're not just frightened. They're bursting at the seams with a stampeding thing of elephants come bursting out.
Look out! A thing of elephants!
What the literal fuck? There's elephants.
Yeah. Yep, there's all sorts of beasts on this island. And next time on Authors and Dragons, we will find out how a horse, a weasel, a puma, a boar, and a parrot stack up against 3 fucking elephants. Suck my ass, Mythbusters. This is what the people want.
Eat it, Dumbo.
Oh, man. But fear not, folks, for we are not done, as you know, while doing the live blog at facebook.com/authorsanddragons. We also take your questions, but we're not going there quite yet. We'll be going to the patreon.com Discord, where our people get to jump the line. You know, you can also jump the line, too, at patreon.com/authorsanddragons. Should also take a moment to mention we've been doing some live events funneled through there. And so if you have interest or if you're already a Patreon, please jump on the Discord that you are already paying for by all means and come check it out. We've got a cool community and a lot of fun stuff going on there. All right, Rick, why don't you take us through some of those Discord questions?
Well, this one is kind of meta since we're taking it from the Discord. Our friend Zach of All Trades asks, how do you guys schedule time to interact with fans on social media as part of your day?
I'm just always on social media.
Conversely, I'm almost never on social media.
Yeah, I'm not sure I really schedule time as much as I check, and if there's something that needs to be said or something that needs to be replied to, I reply to it.
Oh, man. Once again, I'm the same as Rick.
Yeah, I mean, I generally just sort of always have Facebook running around. I need to do better on the Discord. I'm still not used to Discord yet. But, I don't know, maybe I should... The whole not being on social media thing sounds like a good idea. Maybe I should go to Drew route on this. Maybe I'd get...
Actually, I just realized I forgot Discord counts as social media. I am on there a ton.
Yeah.
I'm on the Discord a lot. It's fun. Yeah, I don't know. I have things that I post whenever stuff goes up and whenever there's big announcements and everything, but social media is just kind of a bear. I've always really just used mine in a professional capacity and a little bit of interaction, but Discord, I have a lot of fun on that.
Yeah, I'm like Rick and Bob. I'm just kind of always on Facebook. I try to go on to Twitter a couple of times a day for like 15 minutes just to respond to things and retweet interesting things, but
Controlled exposure.
Feel like it's, yeah, because it's a fucking cesspool. So
Wait a second. There are interesting things on Twitter?
Well, there's
there's
horror.
about 4 people that Twitter is the primary way I communicate with them, and I like those people, so it's worth it to pop on and off every day or 2 days to communicate with those folks. But typically,
Yeah. Twitter's a bit like Event Horizon, that movie, where, you know, they occasionally cut to just the endless screaming. Except if you invert the movie, so it's mostly endless screaming with some movie in it.
Yep. There's actually a lot of nice people I converse with on Twitter fairly regularly. The problem with Twitter is kind of like a haunted forest, you know? If you follow the path, if you stay on the path, you're okay. But the second you get off the path, you're like, oh, let's go see what's trending. That way lies madness.
I stay on Twitter for Wint. That's about it.
I'm on Twitter. Sometimes I don't know I am on Twitter. Mostly I just shit post.
So it sounds like the generic answer is badly. We schedule badly.
yeah, it's about like we schedule anything in our lives.
Could probably do a
Alrighty.
bit more organization in my life now that I think about it. Oh, well.
All right, well, this took an introspective, horrible turn.
We're very funny.
Sorry, I farted right in the middle of all those answers, so it took me to a dark, ugly place.
Speaking of dark, ugly places, our friend Paladin Steve asks a question which I'm sure now that we know that will be very easy to answer. Now that you're putting the podcast on YouTube, has there been any talk of using webcams either for the main game or the side quests?
You can't see me fart.
There's been talk about it, but let's just say it's difficult enough right now getting us to just record the fucking audio and put the map on the screen.
I don't know. Now that we've got the map on the screen, I don't think we need it. I mean, who wants to see us?
Yeah, we're better in radio.
At some point, when we hit a certain tier on Patreon, we'll hire spokesmodels and just dub us over.
Oh, nice. I can play myself.
Damn it, I was going to hire you to play me.
I don't know. I could see us doing that for like a Google Hangouts thing for some side quests or stuff. But no, for the main game, I mean, the map is great. I'm really thrilled. I mean, if you recall, a couple months ago when I had my big revelation after we've been doing it for 2 years, I found out that we were actually putting the map on the YouTube.
I will say I could see us doing it as a special event or something. Especially if it made some sort of premise we were doing for a mimic or a side quest better, if it was relevant and enhanced. As a general rule, I don't think it will ever happen. I would personally be heavily resistant to it because it's a lot easier for me when I'm running like multiple screens and darting around and just doing all my shit to not have to worry about also looking into camera and being composed. It would add a lot more pressure and just one more thing to keep up with that I don't really need.
Yeah, and I'm sure Steve doesn't need to be hearing it. Oh man, at like 4:20, I started scratching my ass. Can you
I would just leave all that shit in like I do on my YouTube videos. Fuck it.
That's what the people want.
There's a lot of existentially depressing ones about the apocalypse, but I think we'll ask this one instead. Our friend Susie Q asks, would you rather have a cat-sized hippo or a hippo-sized cat?
Oh, cat-sized hippo. Absolutely. A hippo-sized cat would just fucking eat me.
Yeah.
Whereas, like...
Yeah, you realize that puma-sized cats are murder machines. A hippo-sized cat is death incarnate.
Yeah, that would be more dangerous than a hippo itself, which is pretty fucking
100%.
dangerous.
Yeah, hippos are dangerous, but at cat-sized, who cares?
Yeah, then they're just adorable.
I know, right?
Oh my god, that would be the pet of the
No,
century.
you're thinking baby hippos. Adult hippos just pretty much just do nothing but shit endlessly.
They're doing his little tiny shit propeller thing.
What do you think like guinea pigs do, Rick? I gotta tell you, man, a lot of pets just shit endlessly.
Endless shit.
And they aren't as cute as a tiny hippo.
I don't know. I might really kind of dig a hippo. I've watched all of Tiger King, y'all. I kind of want a really big cat.
Is it obedient to me is a very important disclaimer within that, because
As
battle
much as
cat,
any cat
is a pretty cool concept. Cat that killed me, less cool concept.
Yeah, let me tell you,
Well,
I have 5 cats here, and it depends on the cat. Some of these cats, hey, at hippo size, they wouldn't be any more useful than they are now. At least one of our cats, if she was hippo-sized, would kill every single fucking person in this house.
It's all cats. It's like there's some cats that are semi-obedient, but that's only because you're bigger than they are. As soon as that dynamic reverses, you just become a mouse.
It'd be a great horror movie. Is just a Honey I Shrunk the Kids style reveal. It's just, nope, we made the cat giant, and it's been killing us all.
I'm stuck on Rick has 5 cats, multiple children, and a couple of dogs. Jesus, what are you, Dr. fucking Doolittle?
Now we know why he plays Silas Kane.
Yeah, I know. I'm basically the low rent version of Tiger King.
How many eyebrow rings do you have, Rick?
Well, hey, since we're not on webcam, I guess you'll never know.
Tiger Court Jester.
All right, we're good. We made a Tiger King reference. We can go now.
It's obligatory at this point.
Yeah.
All right, well, that takes care of our Discord for tonight, so let's mosey on over to Facebook and see what those folks have been asking. Joe, why don't you walk us into some cues to A?
All right. Our friend Stephanie asks, if your character were to have a special scented bar of soap, what would it be and what would it be called?
I feel like Klaus should go on this one first.
Lavender and rosemary. No, probably not. Weasel shit.
Both the smell and the name.
It's just a turd with a little flag in it that says lavender and rosemary.
Bjorg's would be something like pine and sandalwood, and it would probably be called fucking, I don't know, North by Northwest or some shit. Or maybe just man! And then you get headbutted whenever it smells like a headbutt.
Smells like a headbutt tastes.
Your own blood.
Judge Hungry would have a sophisticated body wash called Gentleman Bugbear. For the intellectual monster on the go.
Enjoy showering with Toreg. It smells as unworthy as you are.
It's just sandpaper.
Fendingos would be tasteless, colorless, odorless, and mix easily into drinks at bars.
Wow.
But still tastes like soap.
Yes.
Brandon's would be, it'd be just highly functional soap that didn't really smell of anything, but just made you very clean, and moisturizers as well, probably. And
Maybe shaped like a flexing arm.
possibly no. I think it would be. This is a tool, so he's not going to fancy it up any more than he's going to fancy up his eyebrow comb. It's just, it's just an essential maintenance tool. So it'd just be like, it'd probably just call it soap. Wash your fucking hands.
Now, I'm going back on Klaus. I got a better one. Taint musk. It's going to be like the smell when you scratch your balls and sniff your fingers. And it's satisfying. And
God.
yeah, maybe other people wouldn't like it.
Maybe.
But
I thought you were going for like
like
some sort of weird commercial Grey Poupon thing.
Maybe.
What's that
Yeah.
smell? Well, it taint musk.
I reckon Bevan's tapping into the market of people who have been working at home for a couple of weeks now and listening to this thinking, yeah, he's got a point.
I'm surprised Bjorg just didn't call his. Oh no, this would have been Klaus. Axe.
That is not Klaus. Taint musk is Klaus. For him.
God.
Taint musk for him. That's lovely.
Oh, God. All right, Joe, let's go to a different question.
Yeah, okay. Our friend Edward says, how does the length of a book affect sales? Is it financially a good or bad choice to make an epic? What about when you release a collection of books?
Oh, boy.
So there's a lot of inside baseball in this question and in the answer. Kindle Unlimited benefits longer books more.
As do audiobooks, at least initially.
Yes, audio.
As do audiobooks, because there is a psychological mindset, especially with Audible, where people don't want to waste their credit on a book that is too short. I've found in my books that anything under 10 hours sells less well than books that are longer or collected editions. That's why we recently bundled the entirety of the Doomsayer Journeys in one audiobook, which is currently available on audible.com for only 1 credit.
Nice plug.
Yes, I am.
That's also why we always do shingles as anthologies for audiobooks.
That's
right.
Yeah, because six shingles equals about 12 hours.
Now, as far as...
and that's also why you can get the first 4 critical failures books in a bundle for just 1 credit.
Now, when it comes to traditional publishing that does not get paid by the page read, it's more important to fit genre expectations than it is to write a big monster book. If you're writing urban fantasy and you're a writer with no track record and you show up with a 250,000 word book, you're going to have a hard time selling that to a publisher.
Basically, before the kind of internet publishing was as massive it is now, I tried to shop the Doomsayer Journeys around. Before they were the Doomsayer Journeys, it was just 1 book. And they basically said, this is great. Can you slash 80,000 words off it? I thought, no. So in self-publishing, that's what informed my decision.
Yeah, we recently, we had an author who was contracted for 4 novellas with us, and they were supposed to be 30,000 word novellas. And the first one was about 35,000 words. The second one was about 45,000 words, and the third one was about 55,000 words. And I said, okay, we have to now rewrite the contract. Because if we print a book that's longer than about 120,000 words for a writer without much of a following, we have to price the print book so high no one will buy it because paper costs money.
Yeah, but there's also like quality to take into account. I've been saying this since I started. You know, a good book will always be too short, and a lousy story will always be too long.
Yeah.
I will never know how long a shitty story is.
Ooh.
Because I won't finish a motherfucker.
There's also the other end of the spectrum to take out, like anti-quality. Like back when they had Kindle Unlimited first version, so many people were making these shit like 10-page stories because then if somebody read the first page, it was like if somebody reads through 10% of your book, you get credit for it, and it was like a standard rate you get paid, like $1.25 or something. And so people were pumping out these like 8 or 10-page stories and shit, and just raking in money. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, scam pamphlets.
I called them me because that's when I was publishing the Bubba the Monster Hunter short stories individually.
Yes, but those were stories. That wasn't shit you copied off of Wikipedia.
It's not so far as anyone can prove.
I think one renowned for writing the longest in the group in terms of individual stories, at least. I think my policy is don't really worry about it. Write the length of story that feels, or write the length of book that feels right for the story. Like I have some books that, are 200, 300, even 400,000 words. And I have plenty that are, 80 to 100, because, it felt right for that story, and that's perfectly okay. So yes, there are absolutely benefits to longer books on Kindle Unlimited and audiobook. There are also benefits to shorter books and moving through traditional publishing, and what you can do with print things. There's ups and downs to both, but write the best book you can and then figure out what its strengths are and lean into those.
Yes.
I would agree with that.
I was going to say, to put it in more layman's terms, think of readers like your mom. She may think it's the length that matters, but it's how you use it.
And I did a whole video on YouTube about the concept of reader equity, which is don't come to me as a publisher and say, Brandon Sanderson writes these massive books, so I'm going to write these massive books, because you're not fucking Brandon Sanderson. And if you come to me after you've sold 1 million books, then I'll publish your 400,000 word epic. But you have to understand where you are in the sales food chain and what you can ask for from a publisher.
It would be difficult for me to push a 200, 300,000 word book through a publisher right now. And I have a series that, based on sales, reviews, general reception, is a success. Like Superpowered's did anything I ever could have hoped for from a series, and I can point to good numbers on what it did, and it would still be a very uphill battle for me to get a book of its equivalent through traditional publishing.
Yeah. It's just, it makes for an expensive product to create. So,
Man,
we went deep
really
inside
competent.
baseball.
I like it when we do that every now and then. It's fun to just occasionally throw people the curveball of reminding them we are technically experts in one tiny sliver of something.
Yeah, cloacas.
Yeah. We're all cloacologists, yes.
Probably the proudest moment of my career was when I turned in Dragon Road's draft, and the editor came back to me and basically said, I want to tell you to cut stuff, but I can't think of anything you could cut. That's extremely satisfying.
That's a great one.
Yeah, it would be. I can't imagine anyone ever saying that to me.
There's so much you should cut.
It's like, you know what would make this book really good? If you just deleted it off your hard drive.
You know what would make this good excellent? Yeah? Don't.
I think I know what would really help this book. What? If it was a short story.
If you kept it to yourself.
All right, Joe, what's our next one?
All right, let's see here. Okay, this is a little close to home, but I think it's a good thing to do. Our friend Isaac asks, has social distancing made you more productive, or are you struggling with family underfoot?
Well, since I'm laughing, I'll just say, here's the thing. I work from home normally, so my schedule hasn't changed. It's everybody else's in my family schedule that's changed. Yeah, I'll say it's distracting. Just this week, I finally, after 2 weeks, had like a decent writing, day. So it's been a struggle. I have 2 autistic kids who we're trying to homeschool right now, and even though I'm sequestering myself up in my office and they're downstairs, well, sound carries.
I've been going through a really rough patch with regards to productivity because the major project I was working on is with my agent right now, and so I'm waiting for notes back on that and shit, and I'm working on several other back burner things in the meantime. But this shit that's going on really gets to me, and I work from home normally, obviously, and I'm the one taking care of the kids, obviously. So my wife being home hasn't really changed a ton because she works from home. But I'm not ashamed to say that my productivity has suffered significantly because I'm just so fucking anxious all the time.
I don't think that you need to be ashamed to say that, though, because
fair.
I'm in the same boat. I'm currently a month behind on a Bubba novella. I'm 2 days and counting behind on a short story I haven't started yet. And that's just how it's going to be. This has been... Susie doesn't work outside the home normally, and I work here, so it's not been that big a change, except that I go out to play Magic 2 or 3 times a week, and I'd forgotten just how much I do go out. But yeah, I'm in the same boat that you guys are. My anxiety's been through the roof, and I've never had anxiety before last month in my life. So we have to give ourselves permission to not be okay.
Yeah, I've said that before. It's okay to not be okay. Like, we're going through. I made the joke the other day on Facebook, like, "Hey, could I live through a little less history? Maybe."
Yeah,
I'd like that.
Weird upside of being generally anxious is that when everything actually is just completely going to shit, you have a weird kind of zen to it. It's like, oh, this is everything I've been afraid of, but it's all happening right now. So, okay, I guess I already did my worrying. Now I just gotta lash myself to the wheel and ride out the storm.
Drew's putting on his Mad Max leathers, going, "Yeah, I've been waiting for this."
It's like, oh, all the terrible voices in my head were right. Well, this will cause problems down the line.
I've been marginally more productive, just because, the kids are home, and generally when they're in school, I tried, like, all right, I just want to get my words finished before the kids get home, and sometimes that happened, and sometimes it didn't, but I get them done. But now they're here, the kids know, Daddy's writing, stay out of the garage. My wife, on the other hand, is, I don't know. We've been here for years, and she still doesn't seem to get this is a job. And like, we need to go shopping right now. And since we can't go shopping anymore, then I've been getting some shit done.
Well, I still have my full-time job. In fact, we had a discussion last week about putting the department on furlough. I think they put like everyone in the department on furlough except for me. So I have to carry on working. And
serves you right for being useful.
There's like 8 of us in a department of 30 odd, just like holding down the fort. And of course, I have another job, which is the writing and the podcast. So I work for about 8 hours, and I go, oh man, glad that's over. And I switch to my other computer, and I just don't leave this room. So, that's what it looks like for me. As for productivity, I don't know. I don't live with my kids anymore. I think if this had happened while I did live with my kids, I would have appreciated it more. I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more. So, if you're out there and you're thinking, man, kids are under my feet, yeah, enjoy that.
I will say this: my writing is it has been shit, but I have actually been producing a lot more videos and just like hangouts and doing other stuff with my reader group and stuff that I have in the last 6 months. So it's not like I'm sitting here just staring at the screen, just watching the hours go by.
I don't know. I do that sometimes.
All right, 1 minute closer to death.
It's like, Rick, you might have just come for a lot of people without meaning to.
That's called my writing time.
It's called research. Researching the fucking void.
Oh, all right, Joe, what about one more to send us home?
All right, let's see here. Okay. Our friend Matthew asks, Bob has shared his yeast infection with Emily and Steve. Rick has a relapse of shingles on YouTube. Drew and Steve had their mad cows. What contagious projects is everyone else working on? Not sure.
Oh, that's a good one. Let's see. So while everybody is thinking about what they want to answer with, if you've got something on the horizon, why don't we go ahead and run through all the things that question listed? Because it is a good opportunity to let folks know about some of these side projects that they might have missed from us. And it allows the others time to come up with something on the fly. So I can start. He mentioned the Mad Cows. That is me and Steve doing the Adventure Brodeo on YouTube, where we play World of Warcraft, the way that only two men in their middle age who have very little skill at the game can. Badly. Truly badly.
Very, but hopefully amusingly, yeah.
Yeah. Steve spent the first episode unable to figure out how to attack things.
That was a legitimate technology problem when I didn't realize there was a second button on my mouse. So I can't be held responsible for that.
So that's Adventure Brodeo, and that's on our Authors and Dragons YouTube channel. So let's see. Rick, what was the one that was mentioned that you were doing?
Well, also on our YouTube channel, and this was pretty just simple stuff. It was me just doing some chapter readings from the Shingles books I read. because I figured YouTube had not been assaulted with those yet.
Excellent. And Bob, was it one for you as well?
The yeast infection. Yeah. Steve and Emily and I are currently going through episodes of Revolutionary Girl Utana and giving our thoughts on each episode.
We're exploring the Utana. We haven't released said podcast yet, but if you're on the Patreon, you can kind of listen in as we do that live, so to speak. So, look out for... We tend to be a bit sporadic, but look out for warnings, I guess, that we're going to do it. And if you want to listen... If you want to watch a cartoon while we watch it in complete silence, because this is important, and then listen to us discuss it afterwards, please do drop in.
It's a great mention of some of the live events we had talked about that we're doing in the Discord. We've also been messing around with some power hours. As you hear this, we will have done our second one over the weekend. So those are not going to end up necessarily recorded. Those are just some live events for the community to get together and have some fun while we're all kind of stuck together and need the digital outings. So, if that's up your alley, be sure to swing by. Okay, John and Joe, we've definitely bought you guys enough time.
One of the things that I've been focusing on a lot is getting more and more frequent content onto the Falstaff Books YouTube page. I do a show every Monday called The Writing Life. I do a 5-minute book review of a book that I've read every Friday, and I have yet to get one completed in 5 minutes or under. Every Thursday, we release Book Babble, which is me and our associate publisher, Melissa MacArthur, interviewing authors at conventions, but we don't have them talk about their work. We ask them to talk about books that they love that they didn't write. So it's getting writers to talk about other people's work. Typically, we have them talk about one older book and one newer book that they love. And then every Tuesday, we do the Falstaff Spotlight, which is either the first chapter of an audiobook that we've released, or it's me reading the first chapter of a book that we've done through Falstaff. So that's what I've been working on.
I'm at that phase where that you sometimes go through where I don't have a lot that's coming out right now, but I have a lot that I'm working on and a lot on the back burner. The book that is currently with my agent is called Punk Rock Paladin, and is sort of my angry anti-Nazi urban fantasy sort of novel. I am working on a possible self-published book called Glassblade, which has been I've been dicking around with this book for years, and I'm hoping to finally do something with it. And I mean, like, other than that, I'm super active on Facebook and Twitter. You can always find me shit posting about this or that there. Lately, I've been getting back into my talk about whatever video games I'm currently working my way through, specifically Breath of the Wild and Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm also there. I have no, I can't confirm anything yet officially, but there is let's just say that I'm not done with the Drifting Lands.
Yeah, keep an eye on the Patreon, keep an eye on the YouTube. We're trying to pump out some extra content here and there. It's fun. Check it out.
In the meantime, we will be back next week with an episode of Side Quest, and then back in 2 weeks with a regular episode of Authors and Dragons. Until then, bye.
Bye.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
I want my dick back.